Hello my treasures, it's time to spread some joy into standard Hearthstone with Plaguespreader DK. The idea behind this is twofold. First off, we have the Plague package within DK that can easily lock out Reno decks from their main win con. And then, on top of that, if you've never seen Plaguespreader before, it transforms a random minion in our opponent's hand into a copy of itself, making it where we can get rid of some of our opponent's key minions that they might actually have, thus winning the game through that method. Now for the Mulligan guide, a few key cards to look out for are Helya. This will allow you to make your plagues permanent. Then you are going to be looking for early game removal tools such as Corpse Rotation, which will act as a turn 3 AoE against Paladin. Outside of this, you are going to be looking for draw power cards such as Gold Panner. Now with that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Warrior. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Hopefully, please, and I mean really please. Oh, yeah. This hand doesn't look that awful. Death Growl and Corpse Explosion might be something to get rid of. Helya is definitely a card to keep. We're going to get rid of the... let's keep the Plaguespreader. But hopefully, wish me luck with this goal. We'll snipe a Odin out of their hand before they can slam it down. Oh, they're Enraged Warrior. Okay. I know that deck got a little bit of a nerf, but it is still pretty powerful. It's honestly one of those decks that you don't see too much, but given how strong it tends to play, I'm actually kind of amazed that we don't see it more often. Also worth mentioning, I think in the final version, I ended up cutting out Fists Full of Corpses. Ended up putting in the Hematurge instead, and then also having the Gold Panners. It's really a preference. The 2-drop that discovers a random blood card, I think, is a lot better than always having a early game Fistful of Corpses to remove stuff, because we do also have access to good old Down with the Ship. Okay, there's Gold Panner out of them. We have a few ways to deal with this. Let's hero power and then just bam on this. This also does put our Gold Panner into lethal range of their location, but I very much doubt they're going to be using it on us. Oh, they actually went for it. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we do have the corpse or crops rotation for next turn. We could also slam down Arms Dealer than Hero Power. That would also clear out it. I think that's actually what we'll probably prefer to do here. Stopping them from panning for any gold. I hate people who rope when they only have like 1 or 2 maneuvers to actually do. For example, turn 3. you could have slammed down that way earlier. Okay, we have a few options. I'm just going to slam down Helya. I know it doesn't give us any advantage off of Arms Dealer, but I'd rather just shuffle these into the deck. This is a matchup where I very much doubt that they'll have a way to deal with our corpses, or plagues. But knowing my luck, they'll probably just be hard running Steam Cleaner, because why wouldn't they be? Okay, Acolyte Pain. Oh. Hey, instantly getting a payoff. Okay, oh, they're just going to go face. I hate how they're positioning everything. I know that's the proper way to do it, especially in a matchup against DK, but it would have been so nice if they, you know, gave us a little bit more wee room. Okay, perfect. We did clear out the board. We can hero power, do a little bit more damage to their face. Okay. It doesn't give me... I mean, we know exactly what we're playing against, but still. They're actually using their locations as aggressive things instead of using them for our own or their own minions. Okay, so do we care if we clear out the board this turn, or do we just want to put down the 2 Nerubians? I think the 2 Nerubians... Oh, crop rotation or Howling Blast. Howling Blast actually could come up. I guess. Okay, so look, Sunwell long run would be better, but we're gonna go for the crop rotation. Honestly, their Death Growl could have been useful too, but well, there goes Helya. Again, positioning I would love for them to... Okay, how do we do this? we use Fistful on the 5/7. Ooh. Or we could use Crop Rotation. Crop Rotation, slam down Plaguespreader, use the Death Growl. Or attack into that. Use the second one. Hopefully we'll hit some more. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's do it like this. Did that in the worst order possible, but you know. Remoria, at least it's not buffed up with Black Rock and Roll. I'm shocked Rock and Roll doesn't use that card more often nowadays. I feel like it would definitely be a card that you could still easily abuse, right? All right, let's get rid of Remoria. I am not dealing with that for later into the game. Get rid of both of those, heal up a little bit. Okay. Sun Fury champion. Great. Good thing we froze out their board or their hero. Okay, they're drawing more cards. Getting another minion for ourselves. Okay, that might be annoying. Because we somehow have to get rid of the 1/4. I don't want to buff up too many things in their hand, but we might have to. Okay. I don't really like doing this, but we're going to have to. Okay, the second or yelling yodeler. That could be useful. That could definitely be useful. Oh, trial by fire. Oh, man, that is not something I want to see. Okay. Well, I mean, at least they're slamming down a Plaguespreader. Means we can turn on our Plaguespreaders quickly. Oh, that's perfect. That is so perfect. Okay, how do we get rid of the Plaguespreader first, though? I guess we just yoink it up. We should be able to live a turn if we do. Corpse I mean, we didn't really need the Corpse Explosion, but I think we still should be fine here, right? Okay. We're at 23 HP. They have 6+6. They don't have lethal, but they are probably pretty close to it. Okay, there's Corpse Explosion into their Plaguespreaders, which is good. Oh, and we also do have a Plaguespreader in our hand, which means even if they have a big minion that they're going to be buffing up here, we can slam down our Plaguespreader. Or maybe we won't. And then next turn, we can slam down the Plaguespreader and the Corpse Explosion. Come on. What do they have in store for us here? Come on. Slam some minions down. I don't really care. Yeah. Overextend. Overextend. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Let's slam down one of our Plaguespreaders and then explode our way out of this game. Let's go. Okay, time for our game against Mage. Let's see what they have in store for us. Oh, this opener doesn't look that awful, to be honest. Okay, so weirdly, we could use Rune of Darkness on turn 1. I know that looks weird when we do it, but it does give us access to the weapon for plagues, which is basically how we deal with the fact that we're not going to get lucky. Never mind. Going for Arcane Ripper instead. Okay, we probably will coin out the weapon this turn. We could also coin out Crops Rotation. But I think coining out the weapon is just better. It gives us basically 2 removal instead of 1. Oh, is this going to be Arcane Mage? I'm used to seeing Rainbow Mage, but not Arcane Mage. Alright, slamming this down, attacking into that, drawing an additional card. They are... I'm glad that they're wasting resources now compared to later. Corpse Explosion is good for later. Also, we do have the second gold banner in hand, and we can also hero power here. Might as well, right? Heat Wave. They're actually hard running Heat Wave. Excuse me? Why? Well, I guess we're just going to go face with their hero power. We don't really have much of an option there. Oh, Agwin. If we snipe at Agwin Deathrattle with the Plaguespreader, I think we legitimately just win the game, right? We do have enough corpses for this, so we're going to instantly use it. We could have used Corpse Explosion instead, too, but I think that's a little bit of waste. And then just pinging this to get rid of half of its HP. Okay, so they are a little bit of rainbow. Oh, no. Out of all the minions in our hand, they could have gotten a copy of. It had to be that. Literally a 1 in 3 odds. Well, we do have that Corpse Explosion, which is looking mighty fine right about now. Alright, let's explode this board. I don't want to deal with it. Let's see if we can get anything good off of this, too. Blood Boil can actually come up depending on how many minions they slam down, and is also kind of a nice counter to the Skeleton Mage package. Oh, that's such a funny card for them to generate. It had to be that. Out of all the things, it had to be that. Too bad you can't have Agwin and that card in the same class. I love trying to make Agwin work. The Elemental Mage list that I put out, I've loved that list. It felt so nice. Alright, so I guess we just hero power and go face. Oh, why does it have to be on 2 separate minions? That makes this so much harder. Actually, never mind. It actually doesn't. We hero power, then we slam down the Hollow Town. That legitimately is just the answer. Though I would have loved to somehow, you know, get the Plaguespreader. Or, well, we don't have a Plaguespreader yet. Wait, they're actually... Huh. Now, this wouldn't be the turn I would slam both of those down unless you have the OTK. Which I very much doubt they do. Oh, I guess they could. It is turn 10. Let's use the Primus. Might be a little bit of a sus play, but I think we should still be fine. Leaving the 3-2 up could be dangerous, but getting lucky with the Primus is always helpful. Though, I mean, there's like 3 or 4 different minions that could have done that. Or spells that would have done it. Oh, Reverb's great. Just what we need to see. Them getting additional spell damage. Or they're just going to make a wall. I mean, we still have the second Corpse Explosion, and they know we have the second Corpse Explosion. Well, I mean, they don't know we have it in hand, but they should know we have it in deck. We also could use Crop Rotation instead. Yeah, I think we're just going to explode this board. This is probably one of the better places that we could have done it. Let's draw a card, though. Oh, that would have been so nice. Literally 1 card earlier. I'm going to go for Obliterate, though Muncher could have actually been pretty decent. Okay. Ma and Pa. I'm assuming they don't think we have any other additional ways to, like, clear out the board, which is fine. We just gotta hit the right minion in their hand with Plaguespreader. Come on, hit the right one here. Okay, that does look like the right positioning for hitting whatever got buffed up with Agwin. I'm curious if they are running Sif. They probably are. We could have like double hit both Sif and whatever was buffed with Yeah, with Agwin. Let's see, the moment of truth here. And they're looking over their hand like they got nothing left. That should be the Plaguespreader. Hey, let's go. You got anything else? Nope. Okay. Okay, time for a game against Druid. Let's see what they have in store for us. I'm going to keep Plaguespreader. Probably not the best option, but I do like it. Again, Fistful of Corpses is something that I ended up removing from the list in the end. Mainly, it probably wasn't necessary to remove it, but I did like having Hematurge instead and the additional draw. Alright, let's just ping this minion. Doesn't give us too much information what they're actually playing. I'm assuming they're probably playing Aggro Dragon Druid. That would make a lot of sense. Okay. We just hero power, get rid of the minion. And it does give us information of what exactly we're playing against. We just have to be a little bit careful with how we use the corpse explosions, because we're probably going to need it for good old Dragon Golem. That does clear out the board. Also feeds into our removal too for later. So we can hero power down with the ship into the 3/4, leaving up the 2/1. I don't really want to use Fistful yet, just because I have a sneaking suspicion we're probably going to have to use it on Faye, I think is the card's name, or Malagos, once we have a lot of corpses. Okay. Spoke it into existence, I guess. Slamming these down gives us a little bit of advantage if they decide to clear out. Now, the question is, do we slam into the 4/12? And I think we do. We will have enough. Okay, now here's the underlining question. If we use Corpse Explosion here, do our other minions survive? I think they would have if I was smart and did it in a different order, but oh, perfect. Just what I want to see after we ruin our board and ruin, well, not our board, but like ruin our corpse farm. We'll probably hero power here, go into Malagos, see if we can get like obliterate or something. None of that is what we need, at least right now. Going for the Plague Strike, which would be good later. I'm going to get this low as possible too. I really do not like the fact that they got Brewmaster off of that. Just because they can bounce back Malagos that we've been working so hard to clear out. Dragon Tail. They still have the mana to bounce this back. There was no way they weren't going to do that, to be honest. Oh, Hollowed Hound as a top deck, though. We can slam this. Hero power. Use that. Hopefully we hit Malagos. Actually, I don't really care if we hit Malagos or if we hit good old Dragon Golem. We can't see what we hit. That's the one downside of this deck. You don't get the satisfaction of seeing what what you actually hit with the Plaguespreaders. Okay, so 2 Plaguespreaders are... We don't have any minions left, but this does clear out the board. And also does give us corpses for the Dragon Golem that is probably going to come down here eventually. Okay, so It's neat to see Malagosing backfiring as much as it is right now. And it does waste their turn, which is good. It's such a nice top deck. Let's go. Stealing that 14 HP. Yeah. Going for the muncher. There's no other option, really. Downside, though, is they are going to be... Oh, never mind. So all they have left are a bunch of plagues, I think. And the nice thing is the Primus will actually live through a corpse explosion here. Let's see what we get with Frost Runes. Sure, Frost Strike isn't technically what I want to see, but it's close enough. This should give us a free minion. I'll take another one, then we slam this down, see what we grab. And GG. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, this deck went through, I think, around 7 different iterations over the last week and a half. However, I ended up settling on this version because it felt the most consistent out of the bunch. However, Master Puppet, who is a viewer of mine, did come up with a Reno variant of the deck using 2 Unholy Runes and 1 Frost Rune that had some potential also. Overall, though, I did much prefer my version just because it did allow you to consistently access Plaguespreader in order to get rid of opponents' minions out of their hand. Overall, though, this deck does suffer a big weakness to spell-based decks because it doesn't really have any way to interact with them. Which, I won't lie, makes it kinda not a deck that I want to recommend you all to try out. However, if you've been looking for something for Plaguespreader, this is probably one of the better decks that you can actually try out. Now, with that all being said, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.